What's going on, everybody? My name's Dave. Welcome to another exciting episode of Crypto Awesome, where crypto is simplified and awesomeness is amplified. And today we're going to take a look at a couple different protocols built on TitanX. So what we're going to do right now is first we're going to go check out the one place where you all should go first, and this is TitanX Hub. If you haven't been to TitanXHub.com, check it out. There's a lot of really awesome functions on here. Gives you some updates in the corner here. Tells you what projects either have launched or are launching. Which, check this out. Uranus, first project to launch on Base. X28 bridge to Base is now open. And the USDX launched. USDX launched. So that is pretty cool too, guys. If you don't know much about USDX or Ouroboros, check it out. On here, you can check out all these things up top. You can go to projects. You can go to swap, which swap allows you to swap in between all pairs and other pairs too, using cow swap. It's really good, low fees. And go to the premium section. You can get some premium analytics, which are very, very valuable if you want to kind of dig into the numbers of these TitanX protocols. We also have a bubbles section, which is pretty fun, actually. And then there's a portfolio section, which you can go over there and you can click on and you can add all your wallet addresses and you can see your portfolio. It pulls TitanX assets, it pulls Base assets, and it pulls Pulse Chain assets. So you can kind of see all your stuff on either Base, Pulse Chain, or TitanX. Let's scroll down and you can see all the different projects already released on top of TitanX. So far, there's TitanX, DragonX, X28, Shogun, Hyper is number 5, Hydra, Helios, Volt, Inferno, Lotus, Flux, Morpheus, Awesome X, Phoenix, Alien X, Baby Dragon X, Scale, Matrix, Legend X, Titans of Battles NFTs, Blaze, Tink, which is a Titan Farms incentive token, Element 280, Ouroboros, Viper, Element 369 NFTs. We got Eden, Turbo, Felix, Stacks, GoatX, Bonfire, Ascend. Now we have Uranus and USDX. And guys, there's also a list of another 14 protocols over on the upcoming project side that have not come out yet. So this is a really bullish sign. There's a lot of amazing builders that are building in the TitanX ecosystem. One of the projects we're going to be talking about today, let's just look at it. This is Hyper. You can swap. You can look at the chart. Got the price here. Over on the right-hand side of TitanX Hub is the website, a Twitter link. These are official links, Telegram and the white paper. I really like the idea of one place that you can have all the official links so you can click on here very safely and securely, knowing that it's going to take you to the actual page of the actual project. Because sometimes that's how scammers work, is they will make a link that looks just like the project, and then you will go there, but it won't be the actual project. So in order to be safe, it's nice that you can come to a place that has everything hubbed together, TitanXHub.com, and then it'll take you to everybody's official accounts. All right, so Hyper is on day 334 right now. Let's just look at a little bit of stuff that's going on with Hyper here. Right now, it's a negative ROI, so it actually costs more to create a new Hyper at the moment than it does to buy off the market. So at the moment, it's better to buy Hyper on the market than it is to mine Hyper. Now, in order to mine Hyper, you need ETH. So the Hyper buy and burn right now has 5.4 trillion TitanX, which at the current prices is $1.85 million. All right, let's go to stats here. See what we're working with. Right now, there is a 5.2 trillion Hyper liquid. We have 1.4 trillion Hyper staked. There's been 585 billion Hyper in payouts. There's been a lot of penalties. In fact, I was one of these penalties. I don't love the penalties within protocols. I like optional penalties. So say there was an optional penalty of, if you wanted to claim your stake early, there can be an early claim penalty for staking. because you already chose to lock it up for a certain period of time. So I can see, hey, if I want to pull it, I can take a penalty for pulling my stake. But when you mine and then you've mined it and then your mining time comes up, if you don't hurry up and jump on it right when your mining time comes up, you will lose all of your hyper that you mined. Now, I don't like that aspect of it. That's not and that is basically just a way to add penalties. And when you add penalties to a project, in one sense, yes, it does help the project, but in the because it helps more supply get off the market, but it doesn't really help the people who help the project. In fact, these penalties were not like, people did not choose these penalties. These penalties were because people didn't put, either they didn't put their reminder in the notebook. You make your hyperminer, and then you open up your phone and you set a calendar like of that day, a calendar note with an alarm on it that says claim your hyper, which I actually did. The problem was I was in the middle of shooting that movie and I was like, my brain was all over the place. Anyways, I come back, I see that alarm, and I wasn't around my computer and I didn't check it. I clicked off the alarm and I totally forgot about it. I forgot about it for basically about 20 days or so. So I was 20 days late to claim my hyperminer, and all of it was gone. Like all of it. I had 1% left. 99% of my hyper that I had mined, that I had spent my Ethereum on, was gone. So guys, be careful. That was 3 billion hyper down the drain. So I'm not a big fan of these penalties, and that's why in the AwesomeX universe there are no penalties for late claims or any of that stuff. The only penalty in Draco, it comes, like I said, from early unstaking your stake. So if you unstake your stake early and you want to claim it, say you stake for 800 days, but you're like, I want to claim it in 100 days. You can claim it, but you would take a penalty for claiming it. But that's a intentional penalty that you get to choose whether or not you want to do. It's not a penalty that is forced upon you by not claiming your miners. I just don't like those penalties personally. We'll move past that. But this is not just a feature in Hyper. This is actually a feature in multiple mining and staking protocols. So be careful when you're playing mining and staking protocols. Always make sure you're reading the white paper and understanding what goes on with these protocols. I knew about it. I knew about the penalties when I mined. This is the only time I've ever got hit by the penalties. I was really exhausted. Life hit me hard, and I wasn't able to claim my miners, and until 20 days later. So anyways, it feels like, oh, that was a rough one. That was a rough one to learn. But not all protocols have it, but some protocols do. So just make sure that you understand what game you're playing, what protocol you're into, and what the white paper says about penalties. Do your own research. If you guys want to look into it more, there are docs here. So if you click on the docs, it'll take you straight to the white paper. I would really recommend reading these white papers. I know sometimes you can get into the weeds with them, but it's really important to kind of just go through the mechanics of something, even if you're trying to wrap your head around it. Are you guys in Hyper? What do you think about the penalties? What do you guys think about all this stuff? So just do some research. Go to TitanX Hub. Check it out. There's a lot of really cool protocols. We haven't really gotten into much AwesomeX stuff, but we are going to be doing some more AwesomeX videos. There are 2 protocols coming up, both Draco and Drogon. And those protocols are one's a mining and a staking protocol. The other one is kind of mining and staking too, but it has an infinite engine. So it constantly mines and it constantly stakes. And so it has a loop. Whenever it does staking payouts, it remax mines. Whenever it claims max miners, it restakes those. So it continually adds economic energy into the system. You guys can check out the other videos I've done on both Draco and Drogon. And there's another amazing protocol that's coming up really soon. I think we're going to have a collab with a pretty amazing builder for base. So we're going to base chain, and there's going to be a really fun project that's in the works after Draco and Drogon. So stay in touch, guys. You guys are amazing. Until next time, my name is Dave. Crypto Awesome out.